Hello, good evening. How are you doing today? And do we have some people? Yeah, it's coming in. Jody, DM is here. Hello, dear. So, or let me maybe adjust the music. I'm trying out a royalty-free playlist, supposedly, just to see. Yeah, I'm always getting warning because of the music on YouTube, and I'm wondering if that doesn't maybe trigger some kind of shadow banning or. I'm not sure this is really royalty free. Anyway, so yeah, Bitcoin. Dive right into the chat, right? For now, I am so mainly short Bitcoin, and I will remain for a bit. I don't think I want to try to catch the low here. I will explain this a bit later, but yeah, we'll review the count, of course, to support the AD. But basically, for me, well, we had a major high day, right? I say, yeah, I'm gonna remain a bit bearish biased unless we take that weekly, right? If we that weekly high, right? If I started to see this getting claimed, well, I would have waited for a new all-time high, basically a retrace to the 123, with the idea of potentially being in either flat here, running, or expanded, with the idea of an A, B, C here, basically. But yeah, otherwise there is a few ideas here, so we'll see. But it was a major high. Well, it is still for me. We had on the daily, we have the daily trend line resistance. So we did close above, came back under, close slightly above again yesterday, coming back under. So that's sometimes it plays very, very precisely, some other less precisely, but that kind of deviation above a trendline resistance for me is nice. Setup for basically a bootstrap here. You take a high, come back below it. So I was looking at the 12-hour, which still finds support here, and 4-hour where we have also a deviation above basically the same trend line, I think, than daily here. Deviation, we were a bit in between here, but yeah, coming back down. So yeah, 4-hour reaching of the boat into deviation of a major swing high here, projecting below it. Usually I would want to see 4-hour get back at least to oversold and potentially even building a bullish reversal, right? 12-hour stochastic as well is kind of a good indicator overall. Have a major swing high here, so yeah, you continue higher, but you have a major pivot low here on the bullish course, and high double bullish course, but at the low here again, high, low, high. So yeah, same way I would like to see RSI 4-hour coming into oversold. I would like to see the 12-hour stochastic ideally coming into oversold. It's not exclusive, but that part of the thing I want to see. The same way, looking at open interest, you can really nicely do TA on open interest, especially aggregated here on a dollar value, but you might yeah, it might do it on Bitcoin value as well, the less segregated. Well, what I wanted to just highlight here is the same, right? You have a high here, major swing high, a high, major swing high. We just got each time where we're coming into the 20 billion 800 million of open interest. Have been nicely putting a swing high here, right? Until we come back to the lower trend line here, and here, right? So yeah, I know the same. Ideally, would like to see this coming into the trend line and see if we do it again, where it's priced, where I have confluence with the rest, with, you know, RSI, stochastic, my counts, etc., and potentially trigger along at that point. But it's not because these lines have been doing well so far that they will continue, right? Because at some point it might break down or migrate up. That's all of, wow, that's even a certainty that at some point one side is gonna break. But one thing we can highlight here on this time frame is also the overall rather bullishness of it, right? Because we can see we have a bit of, you know, overbought condition, quite a bit all over here, right? With founding pretty high. But then we can see that since we put the high here, we have funding drawing down nicely. So suggesting market is slowly cooling off, which can be good for a pickup in momentum and the overall trend, right? Even if the, you know, consolidation can last a lot longer, and we might still build a bigger range overall and have funding sweeping back and all the trend on open interest, right? But yeah, you have funding cooling back, you have perpetual CVD trending back, so building bullish div, and overall spot demand still keeping here. Organic demand is CVD here. Not aggressively up, but yeah. Rather nice argument for bulls when you have pair CVD down and spot CVD sideways up, right? So yeah, ideally we would like to see a bit more flush open interest here, but we'll see. But overall, well, if you see this rise of open interest, so yeah, you got long getting trapped, especially as you see a big part of the open interest happening on a kind of a sideways range, relatively at the high. Yeah, as well, you know, the big part of the increase of open interest is rather at the high. At some point, the long might just keep buying up and force the market make a short to just let go, right? So we have a bit of conflicting signs. That's what I want to say, because you have overall, I want to say gain in open interest, but it's remain rather neutral. But you know, you have a selling that is flat, but a flow that's uprising. So you have, yeah, it's because you have all these higher lows as well. But you know, you can see on the low time frame long chasing at the local high of the range, but overall you have downtrending CVD, so you can argue that there is also absorption of the short, or at least the short that are building at the highs here, that are trapping the longs, are closing more and more aggressively at higher highs, like higher lows. I know. So yeah, we keep an eye on that. What else? We will still have the ceiling here as well on spots or the block, which, yeah, still dominated by sell side. Each time we're reaching the 70, 71. Actually, a lot greener in pep, but yeah, as usual. And there's interesting data because, well, I was looking for this morning expiration for option because we had like a billion and a half, I think, something like this, $1.040 $1.044 worth of expiration, option expiring this morning at 8 a.m. UTC, and we had a max pain at 69k. So as we were at 69k, where we are right now, in fact, we're still in the range and very expectable retrace. I was kind of expecting this to be happening a bit earlier. Something already expired, but yeah, we're getting the move anyway. But more importantly, here we are reaching 6 billion, so we'll see how much in 2 weeks, but we might be into the 10 billions, maybe. We'll see. That's for the 26th of April, so a bit after the halving. And for now, what we can see is, yeah, we do have max pain at 60k, so it's in the range, in the game plan, potentially. But what I see especially is, you know, starting at 70k, you have like, yeah, you can see you have big part of the calls volume above 70k and a big part of the bots volume below 60k. So for me, overall, the fair value area will be between 60 and 70k, which is wide, that's for sure. But also, I mean, that's additional argument for me to say I think we're gonna remain between 70k and 60k for the coming 2 weeks. I believe we might go a bit beyond, either above or under, but I think we're most likely finished in the range still. So you know, also why I was biased for short here is, yeah, I think we'll continue the range basically, as I just said, like the same thing last week, right? Last week, by the way, we were somewhere in here. Yeah, I was not necessarily expecting this deviation last Friday, but yeah, we got it. So yeah, and you know, I will not be so surprised if the 66,000 become the next POC and fair value. It's not a lot of volume at 66,600. Yeah, not POC yet, but yeah, we will not be surprised if we have a kind of magnet around that level. You know, rand number, psychological number. So kind of what I'm looking at. Now, in terms of counts, well, in quick review of the higher time frame, even if they didn't change, right? But ID was into the third of the third and potentially into not that one, not that one. Sorry, first. You know, there is the idea that we are in a wave 4, so that will be particularly true if we or particularly relevant if we don't extend that range too much in time, which is kind of contradictory with my actual bias right now, because I'm kind of looking for the range to continue overall, even if we go a bit beyond. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. It's, yeah, it's still very much possible. And we could have wave 4 finished here with a triangle, or with another triangle. There are several of them, in fact, because we could have a running one with an A, B, C, D, E, so it could be the last leg here, or A, B, C, D, E. All that would still be valid. I just, you know, started to look at some other alternative because of the timelines of this wave 2 degree here, and if we extend too much this wave 4 of lesser degree in time, we're gonna start to have, you know, less harmony with a wave 4 of lesser degree that is longer in time than the wave 2 of higher degree. That's not an invalidation by any means. You know, if we take the time length of what we're retracing, so 3 or 1 plus 3, you know, that can pull into June potentially, and I will still not exclude this, right? But for more harmony into the structure, I'm kind of, you know, of course considering alternative, and we talked about this. So maybe this, you know, if you shift on a, we will need to shift on a linear here for that. But if you shift this on linear, you can see how this start to make sense potentially, with this as a wave 1, 2, and this as a 3 of that degree. So in that case, if we have a wave, this would still be a wave 4, right? Because yeah, we reach 161.8. In that case, we can continue to consolidate for a longer time while remaining in kind of harmony, right? We can be a bit longer than this 1, 2, and that still makes sense overall. And this can still bring us a pretty decent target as well, right? So firstly, we can look at retrace here. That's gonna be the same, either a triangle here. We finished contracting into a 65, 800, or 382 here, sweep up the low. 50, not usually what I would be looking at, but potentially with an expanded flat. 56, so, you know, kind of wide still, but that would still make sense. And then the target for the bigger wave 3, to pull it in linear as well, we still have room, right, as well. So of course we might be we'll want to look for the target for the 5th here of lesser degree, but that's also where we can see overextension on the 5th, you know. But basically a 5th here, I would say around a bit below 100k for that 5th or that 3rd. Target for the 3rd could go a bit beyond 113. Overall still fits the overall ID, right? And then we enter into wave 4 and 5th that can also overextend, etc. Well, that would be the bigger wave 4. And yeah, this count is starting to get in me slowly but surely. It's also because I'm a bit biased on the idea that we continue the range, but for a bit longer than some would be expecting. But the longer we stay here, the longer that will make sense too. And let's just take a look at this. This 1 plus 3. We can extend this. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we could extend this over the summer with that. Potentially. Much longer, but yeah, that's already been on. You know, we're always trying to see what is everybody expecting and how can we find something that not everybody is expecting, because the most likely is often that, right? I'm not sure what everybody is expecting. I don't know what you're expecting about the halving, etc. It feels that there's a bit too much bullishness still. But at the same time, if we're in the middle of a third wave, you know, it's kind of normal to have bullishness, but I mean, there's a bit too much certainty, in my opinion. At the same time, starting to see people call for starting slowly to see a bit of bearish call. So yeah, maybe all we need to see is a bit more sideways to get that kind of time capitulation and people slowly losing greediness, right? And or even just an aggressive move down into a flat or whatever, in still a valid wave 4 here, but a move that is aggressive enough on the lower time frame to get big liquidation and to flip sentiment heavily, a bit of bearish news. I don't know. Choose your end of world bearish news you want. That might happen any day, and yeah, things can always flip quickly, right? For now, we was still into extreme greed, but stabilizing, nothing much. And so into the lower time frame, we can maybe see a bit of reaction here. Yeah, okay. Supply decreasing, bit bigger bounce. And you know, I'm not trying to catch a low here because, well, I think we may have many bounce like this before it finally ends. Now, if I start to see either longer consolidation, something that hints me we are in a wave 4 of that degree from this morning high, which might start to look like it's. I would be more interested in longing the next sweep, or if it reverses like this, well, again, we cannot get everything. I will be a bit doubtful. This thing is ripping too much here. But if it starts to get constructive, really impulsive, you know, you're buying your wave 1 or your wave 2 or B. I mean, that's what I would be doing, especially if I miss the low. But I'm feeling like I'm rather missing the lows and trying too much to catch a low here. Yeah, this can have a big bounce. But the bigger bounce, the bigger I will be inclined to rather long the next move below. Right. Just if I have higher degree of confidence, there is a 4 and we take the low again, starting to see a 5th. With lesser volume, with bullish, etc. So that might be something I'm more willing to do. But yeah, I'm open to the ID right now. Well, several ID in terms of count still. I'm open to some more pain here, down to something like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know. The idea being we have an A, B, C into a flat. I'm rather aiding into this idea. At the same time, I don't know, as long as we remain above the 200 for hour here, we have the trend. Yeah, there's still argument for us going higher, but I explained already why I have a bit of a bearish bias as long as we remain below this week high. And then kind of still being probably bearish biased onto a new all-time high, but we'll have time to see that. But yeah, this flat is into an ABC, so potentially into an expanded flat pretty deep, or a WXY some kind of running flat. In that case, maybe I would be looking a bit more into the 66k, and with the idea of a bigger flat here, right? A, B, C, one A, B, C. Sorry, A, B, and C again, either running or expanding into a low capitulation. So that's one option, and of course there's the option of a triangle. Okay, well, again, that quickly about that. Before the triangle, that's also the option for flats. But that's if we keep the trend here and going for new highs, indeed. I found accounts will be basically an expanding diagonal here for wave C of the bigger wave B, right? It's still the idea of that. That's the path I can see if we hold here, especially if we hold yes to the Wednesday low. And otherwise, triangle, well, you know, triangle. The kind of thing here, if we are low or not, to have a flat in the middle of a triangle here like this, which might be a rule breaking for some. Depend how your approach of Elliott Wave, right? Because here we have wave B as a triangle, we shouldn't really come above it, right? But if you consider this an internal wave B, you know, might still be. Now we can also, I know, you know, we can, if needed, having a W, X, Y, X, Z here for the wave B, that does work. And we can still come back into so A, B, C, D, E. Knowing that the triangle can also go into a flat, into a running triangle, you know, if we are going for the lot longer range, you know. So still coming into this similar ideas on the flat, but the idea that we start a triangle here at the current all-time high, wave A, and the wave B of that triangle is a higher high, which we call a running triangle. And that's remained valid as well. You know, of course, there's still many options. Any question, any other ideas, anything else? I think I covered most of what I wanted to talk about. There's a couple of stuff still. Let's see. Kind of taking a bit more strength on the we're seeing clear, you know, most of the short I've been taking profit here. You can see most of the open interest I've fall back, so the top long got wrecked, the top short took profit into the long getting wrecked, delta getting into the red. We're still seeing like long chasing here. You know, you see position closing, so long wrecked, short profit, bounce, volume rather at the high of the bounce with big increase of open interest, so long chasing here, positive delta of course. Getting stopped again, and here being able to hold. Okay, and now starting to see shorts closing slightly. But you know that, yeah, there's some early signs here. And you see volume as well. We have increase in volume as we're coming down. Attempt of long, so the long that got dropped, in fact, testing the bounce here. Demand coming back. Getting wrecked again, but volume dropping off, so less supply. Kind of terminating something here. And if we push a bit higher, we're gonna start to have an impulsive look. Demand coming back here. Some volume, that's okay. Short getting stopped, the light one. It's still long getting a bulls getting back a bit of control slightly. Now in that case, maybe I could argue for long here. Toward here, playing just a wave 4 initially. I will want a bit more push, because for now this still look only corrective. And yeah, that's 1 minute, so you know, it can be tricky in the 1 minute. But yes, the supply is giving up here. In that case, we can argue, well, especially longing the 5th, if I'm correct, and we're still only in the 4. Right? Can argue the 5th. In that case, and you know, this would be essentially the expanding ID here. ID being ABC into a 1 here, ABC into a 3, and ABC into a 5th. Whereas the 5th must be longer than the 3rd, so must go beyond 74 when you hold on high. Ideally, you know, you will reach the 123 or the 1-1 extension of that. Ideally into that zone. And yeah, of course, that will be ABC. Yeah. Yeah, big C. We need it. Like that. You know, it's not huge, but of course we have a deviation below yesterday low. Oh, the book slightly turning green. It seems early again, you know. For me, it feels like more like we are in some kind of bounce like this, so it might bounce bigger, but I'm not sure I'm convinced here. Volume. Let's take a look at aggregated spot volume here. Kind of selling. Not what I like for a low. Really see, I would really want to see, yeah, longer consolidation bounce again, lower low, and with not increasing volume, but rather lesser volume than what we're seeing here, right? And yeah, potentially some kind of 30-minute, 1 hour Ujiv. No question, okay, but that's magic spread, so yeah, Bitfinex is green here. It's mostly because Bitfinex Coinbase is selling. There's not a lot of volume, There was a bit of buying here at the high, but it was looking more like pushing into a pocket of liquidity. Volume is clearly drawing down here. A lot more volume on the sell side than on Coinbase, so not necessarily extremely bullish to me here. And Binance. Yeah, but Binance is here. That's Tether. Yeah, it is. I mean, there's a BTC pair trading at a premium, and Tether is trading at a discount versus USD. Because of bit of demand for USD. IBL. Nothing majorly obvious to me. EME open interest is so flat. Is that up to date? Don't have the code for that. Not sure what happened here, but I've been flat since the ETF launch. Trending at a big premium, slightly lower than the previous session here. That's a monthly, right? Nothing major. Yeah, Halcon, I'm not sure that AV long gonna work out, but I will be a buyer on AV below 100. This gets a 200 daily. In the price section was more on edge for my Bitcoin long. Bitcoin short. I am still rather bullish on AV now. I can see how this can travel. Let's look at bearish volume. It's a 5-minute quite obviously. What? I don't know if somebody use Artus. Don't know why there's when I flip into higher time frame, high tick side, I'm getting orange stuff instead of the delta. I don't know why. Can't figure it out. Nonetheless, so yeah, there's negative delta, of course. I know potentially that's what happens well on breakdown. Really a reclaim of 70,000 that is key at that point. If we really, yeah. If we start to reclaim that, okay, might be closing. I have off short and net is going to new highs. And reassess maybe buying somewhere else. Hey Modi, Jenny is here. Getting to the end of the stream, but nice to see you. Enjoy the replay. bit of short at the low, but nothing much, yeah. Okay, let me attempt a very low time frame count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. Yeah, it seems that we should be in the third here. As we do 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. Yeah, I like this as a 3 or 5, yeah. Yeah, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. Ending diagonal, something here for that little 5. Yeah. Nice confluence with the 5th target. Okay, maybe I catch along here. Okay, I did. I guess I wouldn't. That's higher. Below this. Not funny. I already said at the beginning, but that's the things to not do. I'm always letting myself convince by myself. While counting the 1 minute, it's a dangerous one. But yeah, I don't like this kind of ending diagonal, volume going down here. See low, low. I go see higher, low. But a better one, I guess, would be still the 261.8 here. Ik loop eindelijk iemand. Can I extend this more? I guess we can do 1, 2, 1, 2, but here we have overlapping, then that's why it doesn't work. Unless we do an A, B, C. It doesn't work. I don't know if you see what I mean, but as we have overlapping here and here, we cannot have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, for example. It's 1 minute, it's arguable, but well, was looking at this to potentially extend this 3 lower here for 5 to get that bigger 3 into 261.8. But yeah, that's 1 minute. Overall, you know, you get this 261.8 is a nice target, and if you have bigger stuff, you can argue for a 4. What do you think for the triangle 68,500? 68, 500. For what triangle? I mean, 68, 500. No, sure, you have this bit of flow here with your reversal candle here, and your little order block liquidity here. I'm not sure how you fit that in what triangle, but I can see this fit into the expanding. The bigger triangle, I covered it up during the stream. We'll let you watch a replay. Okay, maybe in between a bit here. Yeah, 161.8. This order block here. No, here the idea is actually A, B, C potentially. That's why the fifth is potentially a nice buy. Potentially. A lot of conditional. Oh, that should be here. Yeah, that was. And you will be into the golden pocket here, 786. That can be nice. And yeah. And yeah, it can be a good long, because if this is not ABC down here, what could be is a 1-2 and a sub 1, and having a bounce in the 2, wherever it is, golden pocket, wherever it want to go, right? Why doesn't? Okay. POC maybe again. We might, remain in bounds before dropping down, even for the whatever bearish case we have. We'll have the same here. 1 or A, 2 or B, and that's why if we're going into a 3 or even a C, we might have another 1-2 here. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5 of bigger degree, etc. Perfect for the weekend. The week 1 and the weekend. How do you measure wave 3 if there are 1, 2, 1, 2? All the same. Ideally, you look for confluence, right? So let's say we have a 1 here, 2 here. Take my fib log on a wave 3 target, preferably 161.8, 261.8, 4 and 5. It's in between. But 1 and 261.8 kind of the preferred one, right? Just for the sake of example, not saying we're going that low here, but if you have a 1, 2 here, where we'll have a subwave 1 here, So I pulled my fib again. And I see that my minimum target expectable for that bigger degree will be 161.8. So I would want this third wave here probably to go rather around the 461.8. So we can have a 4/5 here to finish at 30. Now, sometimes you have a very big 3 and a small 5th. Sometimes you're gonna have a very big 5th wave. So, you know, but here 261.8 will not be enough because a big 5 will be 0.628, so that will not be enough. But yeah, potentially we could do 1, 2, 3 here, 4th, and a big 5th. Alright, I will use my higher degree confidence here and look for where I can find confluence with a lower degree to find a nice target. Sometimes it doesn't reach a nice target perfectly, but more often than not it does. It's a game of playing with the fib and thinking of 10 IDs. The lower you go in the time frame, the more complex it gets. So also, you know, and keep above 1 hour to get things to not complicated, but aiming for that key expansions. A long rect a bit here. Negative, negative ending in the tail. Pounding, dropping off. Bit of short spilling in, but it's not huge move yet, you know, it's barely constructive. Let's see, new short spilling in here. As we ended on trend, they might have it, but it might get squeezed before. Anyway, yeah. I guess that will be it. This is gonna get slow. Harder, what are you doing? I'm gonna make a new low here on the BTC chart, right? Gonna have to drive this down for a bit, it seems. To the 200 at least. My gosh, everything is going down here. And we'll get a consolidation on the 200 or a bit below, it's gonna be nice. Oh yeah, there's a few things I was looking at. We're starting to get slight bearish structure here and there on stock. Looking at S&P, seeing interesting, you know, kind of exhaustion here. Some sign distribution potentially running top with increasing supply. You know, this can still go on for a bit. But if we start to lose this, you know, we have the 200 forward that have been doing nice for the trend. So if we start to lose this, it's gonna be a sign of warning, right? yeah, I cannot really read volume and that. You know, we can have a drop significant in Nasdaq, still 10% from the 200 daily. And I was looking at what, well, the big one and the Nvidia started to feel like a 4 here, let's a degree. But you know, we have this nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potentially with this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know. Could it be for now? There's still volume here. But yeah, for now there's not a lot of supply. Gensy is getting a bit more tense. I'd go up. Now, Nvidia can do 1000% up, but when you reach 1000% up, you often get a retrace, right? That's a bit what it's used to do. Yeah, 2000 during that one. 1000 here. You see volume decreasing. Then as soon as you get supply coming, you know, it's already too late. Out here it was a bit more obvious. And here you demand decreasing. As you see, yeah, each time there's just not. I guess you have your forward 200 here, I suppose. Yeah, so as soon as you lost it, it's kind of radical and all of a sudden. And this here decreasing, you barely have time to see. But you have a peak of spike, as you can read on the steady, barely even. It's come very early on. For now there's still volume. Yeah, I'm gonna get cautious on that, and that's the thing, you know. If Nvidia start to pull a 60% retrace, that's gonna feel across the board probably. And I mean across the market, because it's so much market cap compared to the rest. You know, Tesla is already kind of bearish here. You have an ABC collective up. Microsoft is still up, but 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, kind of seeing demand dying off a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here, Meta, Google, Apple. And again, yeah, no, that doesn't say more. Amazon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see there's less and less demand, and we've been very much overbought, taking the highs. And so, yeah, if one starts to if one as strong and as big as Nvidia starts to pull off, it's gonna feel across, right? And there is some arguments. I didn't really check background for it. I mean, it makes sense, but you know, gold spiking up, accelerating this heavily. Might be some kind of flight to safety because of concerns. We have DXY quite in an uptrend. US 10 years yield the 2 years as well. Oh, we have a bit of a pullback today. It's still quite an uptrend, so it's not perfect inverse correlation, but there's tend to be inverse correlations though with Bitcoin. I've seen recently, you have this drop here, into move up, move down, move up, move down, move up, moving up along, but this kind of disruptions in crypto market might announce sooner or later some pain. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Appreciate it, and I see you soon. Bye bye for now.